What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So as you already know, if you've been watching, we've got the Yamaha FZ07, we've got the Camaro that I rebuilt because I totaled last year, the Rubicon 392, and the 2023 Grand Cherokee. With all that being said, I'm a little bit car heavy, so I have an idea of something that I want to get here really soon. And in all honesty, I got the Yamaha MT-07 or the FZ07 hoping that I can make some great content for you guys, but you guys just don't seem to be receiving it that well. So I think the best thing to do is go ahead and get rid of this. Now, of course, I did buy this bike from Whistling Diesel a couple months ago, and in all honesty, I really haven't had to do anything to it. I have got the chance to drive it a couple times, drove it to work maybe twice, and also we took that trip off-road that you've seen in one of the last videos. But aside from that, I really don't have too much of a purpose for this motorcycle. And with that being said, I have something else in mind that would go along just perfectly with the things behind me, and I think you guys may enjoy it a little bit more. Now, even aside from the motorcycle, I've got a couple extra things laying around, whether it be the Rubicon 392 factory wheels and tires, or the wheels and tires that came on the Camaro whenever I originally got it. So needless to say, I'm gonna do a little bit of preemptive spring cleaning and try to get rid of some of this stuff. So I'm gonna post the wheels and tires for sale that you see behind me. I'm gonna go ahead and sell the motorcycle and a few other parts and pieces I have laying around. And with the money we collect from that, I think we'll be able to get something pretty darn cool that you guys will really enjoy. Now, the Camaro, my daily driver, is really something I've been debating getting rid of pretty much ever since I've got it fixed. I didn't plan on buying this vehicle to keep it or anything like that. I just bought it because it made sense to go ahead and buy the vehicle instead of paying the insurance deductible at work and getting around that whole mess. So buying it and rebuilding it ended up being about the same as what our deductible is at work, at least for the amount of money I'll probably lose on it. So with that being said, that's something I've really been thinking about getting rid of here recently and just going on to something else. There's not really too much I want to do with this thing. I've thought about it time and time again. I've thought about lifting it, thought about putting some mud tires on it, thought about fixing it up, adding a little bit more power, but really and truly, if I'm going to do any of those modifications, I really want to do it to a V8. I've already built a 4-cylinder in the past, and it was a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. It was really fast too, it really surprised a lot of people, but I've already done that. So I kind of want to do something else and not really focus on the Camaro too much more, but needless to say, it is a great daily driver since it's got the 4-cylinder, gets about 30 miles a gallon, and I need a car to go back and forth. That way I don't have to rack up all the miles on something like the Rubicon 392. So I haven't had a chance to clean this machine since our last adventure off-road with it, and obviously it really needs it. Now for this bike, like I said, I did buy it off Whistling Diesel, and I plan to sell it here extremely soon. If you're local in the area in Central Tennessee, around Nashville, Murfreesboro, Franklin, somewhere like that, let me know if this is something you're interested in. I'm gonna list it up for sale somewhere around $7,500. And if this is something any of you guys are interested in, you can message me on Instagram at GodspeedZRZ. Now this is a 2016 FZ07, obviously got all kinds of crazy accessories, but it's only got about 2,500 miles on it, so it's extremely low mileage. I didn't drive it, apparently he didn't drive it, and there was one guy that owned it before, I believe, but it's just not something I need to keep, and obviously it's not doing too much justice here on the channel. So if any of you guys are interested, let me know. And then, like I did say, I'm probably going to go ahead and get rid of the factory 392 wheels and then the 315 70R17 Baja Boss tires. It's basically a metric 35-inch tire. They did really well. I drove them for probably about 5,000 miles on the vehicle before we ended up putting the big wheels and tires on. They're practically brand new tread. You can see right here, it's about as thick as they come from the factory. Like I said, 5,000 miles, so nothing too crazy. And the wheels are absolutely perfect. There's not a scratch, not a blemish, there's nothing wrong with them. And I actually never went off-road with the factory wheels as best as I can remember, but they look really good, and I don't want these tires just to go to waste sitting here. You know, if you leave tires sitting for a long time, they're just gonna dry rot up, and they're not gonna have any value. So might as well get rid of them. It would be nice and cool to keep them, but I can't really justify it. Now for the spare, I don't have a tire on the spare. I honestly plan on just keeping that fifth wheel. If somebody does want to buy the package and get the fifth wheel, that's perfectly fine as well. I think I'm going to price these somewhere around $4,500. So if that is something you're interested in, like I say, just reach out to me on Instagram. But these are going to be going up for sale really soon. And then of course I've got the factory Camaro wheels. Now with these, the reason I actually had to get new wheels and put the 2SS wheels on is because one of these wheels is cracked up and beat pretty bad. Also the tire that's on it is bad. So there's one wheel and tire that's basically unusable. The tread on these is not great. I mean, you can tell it's still got decent tread on them, but it's definitely not something you want to run for too awful long. And then it's worn a little bit more on the inside on this other tire. But I don't think the tread on these is that great, but the wheels themselves are definitely still useful. Somebody can use them for something. And of course, they have been painted black as well, so they actually look really good. I'm just not gonna have a use for them now, so if anybody wants these, I'm probably gonna sell them for somewhere around 600 bucks. So if anybody wants this set, let me know. For the Rubicon 392 wheels and tires, of course, they do have the TPMS sensors in them, and the spare still has the TPMS as well. And same thing for these Camaro wheels and tires. And now we finally got this thing all cleaned up. It does clean up pretty good. It is an awesome looking bike, and I kind of hate to get rid of it, but I really just don't have the time or the much of a desire to drive a motorcycle all the time. I'd rather have another vehicle I can mess with, fix up a little bit, and have a little bit of fun with that. Now, with that being said, some of the things I'm looking at getting right now, it's down between a few things. I would like to get an older Jeep, whether it's a CJ, YJ, TJ, that is already runs jobs that I could just fix up a little bit more. Or maybe something a little bit more unique like a Comanche, and we could fix it up. Now, I've seen a lot of the two-wheel drive ones out there, and it'd be kind of cool to do like a pre-runner style build with it, but of course four-wheel drive would be a little bit cooler. Now, if you guys have any suggestions of any kind of vehicle or toy, anything out there that you'd like to see some videos on at or around the 10 grand mark, let me know. That's kind of something I'm looking for right now, and hopefully we'll get something extremely soon. As for the Camaro, I'm probably just going to keep it for a little while longer. It's actually serving a purpose as a daily driver, and it is nice to be able to beat on a car like this. Obviously, it's already been wrecked, so I mean, if I do mess it up, I'll just build it back again. But it is a good looking ride, and it drives, performs well, so it's not really something I'm in dire need of getting rid of, but of course I am probably going to trade it pretty soon. So if you guys have any suggestions around a $25,000 car or something like that you'd like to see on the channel instead of the Camaro, drop it down in the comments below. Let me know what you'd like to see. I think the garage is going to change quite a bit here in the upcoming future, and hopefully you guys will be excited of what we get. I honestly don't even know yet, but I'm running down a list of options to try and see what we can find so I can bring some awesome, cool content to you guys. Well, this one's short, sweet, and over. So if you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you want to see next. And until next time, Godspeed. You guys are never going to believe this. I'm sitting here at the red light, and I see my old Jeep. Holy cow, that is insane. Still got the straight pipe. How funny.